Hey you guys, Killigay6, aka Raymond. Welcome to another reaction video of Mcjuggernuggets. Well guys, like I said before, I cannot react to a Storyfire video, but I happened to watch, I just had dinner, sorry. I just had some chicken, really good chicken. Anyway, back to the video. Well guys, all through the video, I was skimming through to see what I'm dealing with, and hey, that's why the title is called. In case you haven't watched the Psycho series, he was showing Korn everything that happened after the Psycho series was done. And you know what's funny? When Jesse tweeted out that, well, guys, me and Korn are watching the Psycho series, and so he can be able to understand what happened and get a little glimpse of down memory lane. And the funny thing about that was, I actually tweeted that, well, you gotta show him Crisis, you gotta show The Devil Inside, the collaboration series, Christmas series, Haunted series with the Spirit of Ursula, Devil Inside, I think I might have said that already, and my Virtual Escape. Everything that just happened within those times. Well, guys, I would love, like I said, I would love to react to this, but as you guys may have remembered, Jesse doesn't want his videos, Storyfire videos, on YouTube. So, what better way to do it than go down a trip down memory lane? And guys, I have watched, like I said before, I have started my reaction videos since almost the dawn of the Psycho series. When Psycho series started, I actually started reacting to it. I caught up on everything. The first Psycho video that I've ever watched that got me started on the Psycho series was Psycho Dad Shreds video games. Now, you want to know how I found that out? My brother, I was over at my brother's house, and we were watching a football game, and this was close to when my nephew was getting ready to be born in 2015, and this was in the beginning of 2014 actually. So when I came over, my brother stumbled upon a video on YouTube on the TV. We were watching some YouTube videos while the commercials were going, and also waited until halftime was over. My brother stumbled upon a video that came out. Psycho Dad Shreds video games, and my brother looked at me like, what is this? I mean, wow, there's actually a dad that actually destroyed video games by shredding it. I wondered how. And when we saw that it was sitting on a lawnmower, we looked at each other as like, want to watch? I said, okay, let's watch. And then it all started when he said, fuck, where are my games? No Dead Rising, no Crackdown, no Halo. I can't hit that high note as best as Jesse can do. And when I was watching, it's like, wow. And then when he ran off, we seen somebody recording, which we didn't know who it was. We had assumed it was his brother. We found out it was. He says, "Quit, stop playing video games, get a job, go outside, and everything." And what was funny is we saw how him and Psycho Dad were arguing with each other. Gaming's gonna be my job. I'm really good at it. And we've seen him run over those video games. We've seen how he was so upset. And also, he did that most iconic cry. I don't know, that was lousy, sorry. And then after that, when the video was done, we looked at each other like, damn, that was some video. And when we saw that it had that many views, after like 3 days when it came on, we looked at each other like, dang, this really went viral. And so when that was done, the video of football came on. Sorry, too busy talking about the video. Football came on, and we started to stop. And so I got on my phone, and I looked up the name of the person that did the video, Mcjuggernuggets. And when I told him the name, he said it's called Mcjuggernuggets. That's a cool name. It's funny though. It's like saying chicken McNuggets, but Jugger Nuggets, which I find funny. I'm pretending that my brother was sitting right there. Sorry guys if I'm looking the other way. So I got on my phone, like this, typed in his name, I subscribed, I subscribed, hit the notification bell, and then I started watching it. And I also, as I went home, I watched all the other recent videos, and I finally caught on. And November, November, and this is the fun part that I like to say about. When I didn't have a job, I I didn't have a job, and I had no work. I was working, and then after that I did after that as time went by, I quit my job because the hours weren't getting good for me, and I started working for the school district. And after that, I got my job, as you guys may remember now. I'm a cashier and also a produce clerk. And my first day on the job, I was a fuel station attendant, and I happened to watch I kept watching, and let me tell you guys, it was a sight to see. Now, 2015, 2015. That's when I started my job, and well, that's when I got my job, and after that, I just kept working the fuel station, and I stumbled upon a video that popped up. Psycho mom divorces psycho dad. As I watched it, I could not believe what I just seen, and I finally created my very own video on how I reacted when I watched it, and I got so many views when I did that. Everyone was starting to say you should react to it. You get a camera, wa- record yourself watching it, and also by watching the video. Now, guys, my very first camera. I'm sure you guys may have remembered that my very first I used Bandicam. Now, Bandicam is the actual app that I use on my laptop to record my reactions and everything. But do you guys want to know what I used instead of my laptop? I used my phone. Now, the real reason why I used my phone, guys, is because of one reason. As you guys may have remembered, on every phone we have a camera here to take a selfie, and also have a camera back here. There is actually a feature on the phone that you can have your picture right there. You can have the video there, and also see the picture, a small square of me watching the video. So I did it the other way, and one of my some of the people that I started getting more subscribers than I ever imagined. They said no, don't do it like that. Put your face smaller so we could see the whole video. So I was like, oh, okay, sorry. So I did it, and it worked. Now, the very first Psycho video that I've ever reacted, that was the first one I did, but I didn't use footage. The one video that I started doing it was Psycho Brother Stomps Glasses. And that's when we saw at the end, on the same day, Prisoners of War. So that's when I started doing it. I reacted to that, and then after that, I only reacted to like Psycho videos. And I don't know who actually said this to me on one of my videos. They looked at me and they wrote to me and say, "Why don't you just react to the whole thing? Do it every day. Let's see what happens. So you don't have to keep missing out, because I want to hear about your reaction to it." So I was like, okay. So after the Psycho Dad destroys computer, I just started doing it from all the way through Christmas all the way to at the end of in the summer of 2016, where that's when the Psycho series ended. And I could not. You guys have no idea how that doing by reacting to that video actually changed my life. You know, guys, like I said before, if you guys have ever seen my VidCon video where I met Jesse, what I said was true. I was about to give up doing YouTube because I have done it since 2013, and in June of 2014, I lost my channel. There's a reason why, because I was reacting to Mari videos, and I could not believe I was reacting to every Mari video. I was uploading on my channel, and I get my reactions and I talk about it. And I can tell you, my channel was growing. I was up to 11,000 subscribers, and what I kept doing it because a lot of people did. I getting messages from all over the world stating that I don't have this channel on my where we live. I could be able to watch it by on your channel. And I was like, good. I kept doing it over and over again. And before you know it, in June of 2014, that's when they passed the law on using copyrighted materials. Now, if you guys don't know that, I actually looked it up. It's in June of 2014. I guess YouTube, when YouTube was sprouting out videos of people uploading concerts from when they seen with Diana Ross or Michael Jackson, a lot of old classic videos of concerts, like TV specials, anything, you name it. YouTube was getting a lot of messages from a lot of these companies that they hate the fact that they're doing that, but they're making money off of it. That's not fair. We should be the ones making the money, not them. And believe it or not, guys, I have made money off of doing what I did when I was reacting to Maury videos. And as soon as that law passed, every single one of my videos had a copyright strike. Strike 1, strike 2, and then when I found out if it gets strike 3, you're out. And I got it. And I could not believe it. So I decided, on that same month, to create a new channel, which you guys are looking at right now, KingLink86. I decided to create it and continue what I was doing, but I decided not to make money off of it. But as my channel was depleting down, and I got some of my subscribers back, but so far I was thinking about quitting. But then when I saw that video, Psycho Dad Shreds Video Games, and as I kept watching this kid, that's when I found out it was fake, but I enjoyed every minute of it. As I watched how this kid got all this stuff happen to him, but he never gave up. He kept going to what he believed in. So I told myself, if he can do it, I can do it. So here I am now, and you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea how happy I am and how grateful I am to all of you who watch my videos and give me good remarks. And despite that, I get trolls. That shows how much that everyone loves me. But not that. But either way, I get a lot of hate, but I don't care. You know that saying, sticks and stones, all that stuff. But after when I watched that, I kept going, and if I didn't watch that video, guys, I wouldn't be where I am today. That's why I told Jesse that I almost gave up doing this a long time ago, back in 2014. But when I saw you, as you never gave up as Psycho Kid, that pushed me to be my best. And I want to thank you for that. You guys, he changed my life. And it was amazing. Anyway, now, back to the video, guys. Sorry I got a little sidetracked there. Anyway, now Jesse has decided to show Korn everything that happened ever since the Psycho series was over. First thing that popped up when Psycho series was over, the Crisis miniseries. We saw how, as Jesse was up there, he actually believed that he was still Psycho Kid. He woke up in the middle of a flower garden, had no idea who he was, and he started remembering little bits and pieces of what happened. He saw his uncle, he saw his mom, he saw his dad, which was shocking, and he was getting these puzzle pieces, little Scrabble letters, and then we later find out it says at VidCon right now. And at the very end, when we seen him glimpse back to VidCon back in 2016, he said those words, "Wow, I feel like somewhere in a parallel universe, someone's having an identity crisis." And he went to VidCon. And that's where everything changed. And now, after the Crisis video, we actually got a Hollywood hype documentary series where Jesse just told us that there's a guy that came over or on the Wingless Eagle. his name's Brian Spitz, aka YouTuber 24, that was about to create a documentary movie. And everyone, as you guys can remember, every one of us was actually happy to find out how all this was created and where did Jesse get the idea of creating such a great series. But as you guys may have remembered, back then on that Hollywood series, we noticed that Brian Spitz was cutting out a lot of people from his videos. And after that, he started to hate the fact that he cut out his aunt. He made it shorter. He wasn't telling him anything. And he was actually filing a lawsuit to take everything, even his channel. So Jesse decided to do a little mini series called Role Reversals. We saw a little bits and pieces of every video that he's done for the Psycho series of role reversals, and everybody hated the fact that he did that. I believe the last one that he did was Psycho Dad destroys Xbox by throwing it in the pool and drowns Xbox as he threw it in the pool. And Parker was there to help out. That's where we actually met the guy Parker. So this is where we actually get the lowdown on how we're getting the Psycho behind the scenes. And actually, guys, we were actually getting some Psycho behind the scenes right now as he was uploading them. We learned a lot about what happened, and also we saw the one video. Not the behind this. We saw parts of pieces because he had it in the drive. He said, "I have everything in here, and you guys, this is what the thing that Brian was supposed to do for me." And after that, nothing. So they decided to do their own. And you guys remember what happened then. The dog peed on it. Ella peed on it. So I can say this to you guys, that was really sad. And that they tried to fix it. And then, wouldn't you know it, somebody broke into his house. And we later find out that Swift was the one who took it. And also taking the persona of making another channel of this masked man saying, "I have it. And you better release the Psycho behind the scenes. If not, I will." And he actually released a behind the scenes clip from the Psycho Family Halloween. And after that, from the mall, they found out they got it from Swift, and that's when it all happened. We saw how they actually went to Hollywood and talked to Brian Spitz about it. We found out it was a little series, which I found very interesting. And then after that, we had the Haunted series, The Spirit of Ursula. Now, guys, that was, I have to say, the Haunted series was great because we've seen a lot of scary places. We've seen them investigating, and also we met a new character that was within the Psycho series we've seen only twice, Joe Bump. What better way to have a Haunted series by having a comic relief, and that was Joe Bump being afraid and everything, and also getting his shit scared out of him. I have to say, as every horror film, you actually have to have a comic relief because that person is always the one that survives. So we've seen a lot. Through the Haunted series, we saw Ursula, played by the one and only Aunt Melissa. And then we've seen Edgar, a two-faced man, played by his dad. And also we've seen Swifty the Clown, which that was funny. But we saw a lot of scary stuff about seeing Luke, and we also seen about he had to find like a jewelry box, which we later find out that the devil's necklace was in there. And that was really cool. And as time went by, they became apes, which I thought that was really cool. We've seen the same guy who did the makeup of the Psycho Family Halloween, and it was perfect. Hours of work. And they said that it took a long time for him to take it off. And then when the Haunted series was done, we had the collaboration series. This is where, when they actually reminisce on the Haunted series, this is where he gets all his YouTuber friends, his followers, his subscribers, to have a little like a YouTuber follow-up party with all the subscribers. They later find out that, hey, we're starting to watch this YouTube channel called Angry Grandpa. You have to see it. It's really cool. And as they were talking about it, Jesse was a little upset knowing the fact that they're supposed to be watching me. Why are they watching another channel? So he decided to go look on his YouTube, look up Angry Grandpa. When he saw how Angry Grandpa destroyed Pickle Boy's PS4, he finds it a little ironic that, or something like a deja vu type thing. Said, wait a minute, I remember my dad destroyed an Xbox, and he destroyed his PS4. Sounds like this guy's copying me. So he decided to go meet Angry Grandpa and also kid behind the camera, Michael and also Bridget. There we seen a lot of where all hell breaks loose when Jesse kept asking, "So, are you ready to record your new video? Do you have a skit ready and everything?" And it was really funny knowing the fact that Jesse was trying to catch him in a lie, stating that all his videos were fake. And as much as he tried to, he even tried to talk to Angry Grandpa. That didn't go very well. I'm sure you guys remember that video where he tried talking to him. He had soup, he had coffee, spilled it all over Psycho Kid and got all dirty and everything. So he decided to try something different. Use a drone. So as he was looking at Angry Grandpa, he literally grabbed an axe and destroyed his drone. And then he later finds out it was real. So it was kind of funny on the fact that he said sorry to him and said, "I thought your videos were fake because it looked like you were copying me." He says, "Why would I want to copy you? Because this is my own stuff. I can do whatever I want with my channel. You should worry about your channel." So he left. And that's where we got a phone call of one YouTuber that we will never forget, Boogie2988. Guys, I would say that out of all the collaborations that he's done, Boogie2988 was my favorite. The first time they met. That's where he got misery on Jesse's butt. As he became an obsessed fan. "I'm your number one fan, Jesse. I think you should stay home." He says, "Can I sleep with you? Can I sleep in the same bed as you?" And he says, "So, read it!" As Parker had a strange reaction toward him, like, I don't know you, and I have a bad feeling about this. He actually started acting crazy, and also had a Hello Kitty bat. And that's where he tried to do some videos with them. They only did one, Psycho Kid versus Francis. That only video, and that kind of pushed him into the edge by becoming an obsessed fan. As we later find out that he was pranking him, by showing him the doll and by playing video games and also doing a little video with his shirt off, and I find that very funny. And after that, he came back, felt sorry for him because this is a fan. I'm sure he didn't mean nothing. And he regretted going back by also being stranded, not stranded, stuck in an attic while this guy was waving a master sword, shooting him with Nerf guns, and also shooting him with those firecracker sticks. I've actually forgot what those called. Damn it. Anyway, as luck would have it, Parker was able to get Boogie outside, and they were able to leave by stealing Boogie's car. And then we later find out that this was all a prank orchestrated by Kid Behind the Camera. As Jesse watched the video, because he saw a tweet that, "Did you watch the video where Kid Behind the Camera pranked you by setting you up with Boogie?" And he was like, "Wait a minute." As he watched it, he later finds out that it was all a prank. So that made Jesse decide to go back, because now he's really dead set on proving that his videos were fake. And what better way to do it than sneak it inside a shed? And then he was locked in there. And they were stuck there for the whole night. And here's the best part. That's where he actually ran to his house, locked him out, and then he finds a drawing, a draw board, a white draw board of like a schematic of what's going to happen. And he saw how Kid Behind the Camera was holding a gun toward his dad. He's like, "Oh, so that's it. This is the season finale. All right." He goes, "Okay, guys, it's late at night right now. I'm right by Angry Grandpa's house. So I decide if he's not gonna be able to show that these videos are fake, I'll decide to do the season finale for him. So he got a gun, a toy gun. He spray painted it black, and he was acting like Psycho Kid right in front of Angry Grandpa. And as he had an axe, Jesse was backing up. As he dropped it, Angry Grandpa grabbed the gun, was pulling the trigger. He was like, he was like, "This is fake." He pointed it at him, and Psycho Dad actually got scared on the fact that it was like, "Oh my God, he tried to kill me." And it's like, well, you broke into his house. That's what happens when if somebody breaks into your house. You Whatever they do to you, that's on you. Anyway, he called Psycho Dad, his dad, over, and this is where we had the fight match of the century. Psycho Dad versus Angry Grandpa. We saw how when they snuck into his house again, his pool house, later finds out it was under construction. And him and his dad were there confronting Michael, saying, "Come on, tell your videos are fake. What are you afraid of?" And then when Angry Grandpa showed up, he started destroying stuff, and Psycho Dad decided to wreck stuff the same way. And as Jesse left, he could not believe what happened, so he decided to apologize and go to Michael's house. And Michael led him to a room, a green room, and that's where we seen those two fight each other. And then we later find out that it said that his videos are not fake. This is real. I mean, come on. Why would you have to make up a series of how your family is rude and mean to you and all this destruction? It's like you're making fun of me. There's people out there that suffer from this, and you're making fun of it. And it was tough to watch. I felt bad for Michael, knowing that he was like he thought he had a friend that would tell him that he had somebody that had a shoulder to cry on, but later find out when the series was fake, he actually raged at him because he felt like, I said, "That was your friend. Why didn't you tell me it was fake?" I thought I was feeling sorry for you, and it was like, wow, that was tough to watch. So anyway, guys, after when that was over, December came, and that's where we started to see the Christmas series. We saw how Jesse and his family created a series by reenacting doing like some old scenes. We did some like the Christmas Carol. We've seen some from Christmas Story, the Santa Claus, and also Elf. We saw Brian Spitz as Buddy the Elf, which I found a little funny, and also riding his dog across the sky. I thought that was funny. Then we later find out that we saw how Juliet and Jesse actually broke up in the series, and then it's crazy how it symbolizes that much after 3 years later. It was 2016. Then 3 years later, 2 years later, take that back. We find out that Jesse and Juliet broke up, which that was sad. So, guys, after the Christmas series was over, a new year has arisen, and this was a new series in 2017, which we found out a little mini series about the Snapper series, which we later find out that every time when he snaps, he turns into a character and he has no control over it. Now we've seen him turn into Sergeant Jackson. We've seen him turn into one of the clones. We saw him turn into Psycho Kid, and all hell broke loose. And later, he snapped in front of a mirror, and he talked to Tony Trevorrow, saying, "Stop snapping. It's going to lead you to a place that's not fun. It's not hilarious." And as he snapped one final time, we later find out that Jesse was in the mirror. And there is someone that looks like Jesse, but it wasn't. But as we paused right there for a second, this is where he actually revealed that they're going to release the Psycho behind the scenes. So, guys, we've watched a lot of Psycho behind the scenes that year, and well, strangely enough, since we found out about this character that we didn't know his name about, how would he know how the series was going? I think we all knew that Jesse was actually there. He had the switch being characters. So, after that, fast forward, the Psycho behind the scenes was over, and then we later seen Jesse evolving into a character, to someone that Didn't give a damn about nothing. Oh, before I go on, we later find out that the Psycho documentary was actually out. And here's the thing, guys. I actually reacted to the whole Psycho documentary. I actually tweeted Jesse if I could be able to upload my reaction to it because this was something I was waiting for. He actually wrote, "I would love you for you to do that. I would love to get your feedback on it, but I'm sure a lot of people want to watch this first without your commentary. So I suggest you don't do it." I said okay, but I actually did a video on how I felt about the video about the whole movie, and let me tell you guys, it was great. And we later find out he got a streaming award for it, and that was the best ever. So back to after that, we've seen Jesse evolving into a character or somebody that started not to give a damn. He started wearing a beanie, and then we later find out that his kitchen was changing into something new. It was being remodeled. And then it was weird how this character was saying that I've been here before. Why is it that why is this changing? Why is it being this way? And then as time went by, we seen him do pranks. Some of them were funny, hacking into Larry's Lounge's account. That was funny. And also pretending to break his dad's glass, which I find funny. I find also that was funny, but a little harsh. And then also telling Joe to do a fake heart attack. That was terrible. And as time went by, his pranks were getting badder and badder. And at the very end, he pretended to have his family at gunpoint, and it was Tom who was pretending to be the criminal. And then, as it was found out, Jesse's dad and mom, Terry and Jeff, I almost said Joe, Jeff, they told him to get out. So he decided to go to Hollywood to go meet Brian Spitz. And that's where we've seen him. Well, before that, I'm sure you guys remember the drinking that he started doing. When he was complaining to Uncle Larry, he's like, "Oh, what? Now you're mad at me?" He goes, "Look, I was doing pranks. I had some good views." He says, "Why don't you do that series that you wanted to do?" I said, "Because that's going to take a lot of work." I have a feeling that series that he was planning to do was actually MVE. He actually stated that was supposed to be first, but he said if I wanted to do that, you guys would not have an idea on who this character would be after when it was over, and I would do the Devil Inside. So I decided to do the Devil Inside first, and he did. The Devil Inside. This was the craziest series. This is by far for me. This is my number one. That's my number one favorite series of all time. The Devil Inside. We started seeing him saying "fun times." We've seen him go through crazy adventures and started drinking, and also almost got into a hot tub with a porn star, which I found very funny. And after that, he came home, and we've seen him starting to change. And also, Parker was there. And as Parker noticed that he was acting strange lately, we've seen how Jesse decided to, slit his wrists. And as he asked him to go get beer for him, please, and as he went to go get beer, he actually noticed that he was in the psycho room. Asked and said, "You're gonna fix this for me." And he's like, "No, no, no, no." And he says, "Hey, Jess, you all right?" He says, "Oh, I'm here. I'm fine." He's like, "Jess, what happened to your hands?" They're all healed. I was taking this. It helps. So did you give me beer? He got the beer. I said, "Go. All right, man. We're gonna do great. We're gonna get a lot of subscribers. A lot of things have changed." And then after we seen him pierce his ears, and after that we saw him dye his hair black, which I found strange. And after that we seen him get a tattoo. And as time went by, we started to see him become some character that we've never met before. And there was one video in the Devil Inside series that was very powerful. Family intervention. This is where all the families came together, and oh, there's one part I left out. He actually went over to Aunt Melissa's house and started drinking, and he did kiss her, which I felt that was uncomfortable, I'm sure, for Jesse and for her. Anyway, despite all that, family intervention. I actually, I'll get to the behind the scenes later. So they're trying to get an idea of why he's acting this way. He had a knife. He started having these cigarettes. He had the pills and everything. It says, I'm doing what I want to do, so let me live my life. And after that, we've seen him try to drown himself, which that was crazy. And after that, he would even want to threaten to hurt Parker just to leave him alone. We saw how that turned out. And then as Jeffrey decided to try to figure out who this guy is because he knows deep down this wasn't his brother. They played some drinking games, and after that we've seen him play Never Have I Ever, and he started to get to know a lot of stuff that he didn't know. And then as Jeffrey got drunk, we later find out that he found the mirror, and that's where all hell broke loose. Now we later find out that there's a mirror, and we later see him get so antsy over it. He was asking for help. He was asking for Jesse's help. He says, "I'll do it. I'll do it." And what was weird about it is why would he snap in order to get into the mirror? I felt like maybe he wanted to go in there and straighten him out or go find him. Then we later see his friends, and we see one of his friends come over. He says, "I know you. He says, you're lawn bags." And he says, "Oh, here, I'll fix this. Here, look at this mirror and snap." He says, "Oh, you want me to snap? Okay, well, okay, fine." And then he later did that. He pulled out his glasses. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm here." And we seen him start to get drugs. We also found out that some of the blue pills he had was XP, and that's where it started happening. After that, he went over to Swift's house, messed with him, gave him a wedgie in front of his live stream, and beat up two kids. Here's what I found. Now, this was before that. Before that, we've seen two kids. They actually tied him up and everything. We see them get tied up. They actually find out that don't stop being like this. You're going down a path. I mean, I look up to you. He says, "Guys, I am not Jesse. So quit saying that I am, because I'm not." So they let him go. As for Longbags didn't get the long bag special, and he got rid of him. And that's where his life started spiraling out of control. We've seen him steal his mom, take him to some casino place, started drinking. He later did a Q&A about who he is, and after when that was done, he decides to take him home. And Jesse's mom actually asked him, "You can stay inside our house." He said, "I don't belong there." He says, "I'm not your son." He says, "Well, where's my boy? I know where is. If you're not him, then where is he?" He says, "You know something? I'll give you an idea of what's going on. Your son, he escaped his life. That's where, in the beginning, we later find out it's the year of the escape." So, that right there, we've seen how Jesse escaped his life by deciding to snap, and he did. Later, when he was decided to go in, he later find out that he was ambushed by his dad and also by Parker and Jeffrey. He told him to snap into the mirror and said, "I told you, I can't do that. That's not how it works." He says, "I can't snap. If I do, I'm gone. I am real." He's saying that he's a real person, and he's not. This is where we later find out that this character actually believes he's a real person, but he's just a character. We later see him turn into Debbie Downs, Donnie Downs. I forgot his name. Then we later turn into like an Indian, and then he turned to Bill Cosby, and after that, he was back into himself again. He took the mirror. And then we later find out from Parker that he was talking to Jesse through the mirror. And Isaac followed him. We later find out his name was Isaac. And he shot Parker. So he decided to tell Parker to snap into the mirror and become a character. And he's telling you that I'm a real person. I'm not a character. I don't see why people think that I'm a character. I'm not. We later see them run away to the VidCon, where we see a lot of people actually talked to him saying that you're Jesse. And I've seen a lot of the YouTube videos where he was about to snap and pretend to snap. He would be himself, but he would not snap back into character again. That kind of showed right there that he was afraid. Then we seen him try to get Jesse to talk to him. But he did by threatening his mom. Then we later did it with a YouTuber. That didn't help. The wizard came to save the day. If you guys wondered about the wizard, that's one person I forgot to talk about. The wizard told him to stop snapping because you keep snapping into characters. Why is it that we can't get to know you? Because why do we need to know all of these characters that you create? Why can't we know you? He said nobody wants to know the real Jesse. Nobody wants to know the real me. And the wizard came to save the day. He threw a knife and killed him, but then he was alive. And later we find out that he destroyed the mirror where Jesse was not coming back. And Isaac actually found out that he was a character by one of the mirror shards that he actually kept. He was able to talk to real Jesse. And Jesse was able to convince him that you're a character of a ongoing series that I've created. I decided to escape my life because after the Psycho series, I felt like everything was put on me. Everyone's expecting a lot more from me because how can I create something a lot better than the Psycho series? And that was the point. So after that, the wizard came and tried to talk to him, but he ran away. So him and his family, with Jeffrey, Parker, and Larry, they went to go after him. And the wizard told him you have to double snap. That's the only way. And he doesn't want to do that. And so he went like this, and he was gone. Then we later find out that there was another mirror. He was wondering where it was. And Jeffrey had an idea of where it was, and it was Boogie's house. We later find out that Boogie had the mirror the whole time, and he was tormenting Jesse. And Jeffrey was able to get him out by stabbing it with a sword. And as Jesse got out, we saw that he had the same hair, the tattoo, everything. But as time went by, we later find out that he was the devil. Also, before we went to North Carolina, he heard about the beast of the sound, and then he saw some type of beast with glowing red eyes. Then we later find out it was Jeffrey messing with him the whole time. And his dad became psycho and destroyed everything. He destroyed his camera, everything. And then we later find out that he was starting to lose control. His characters were starting to come back. We've seen his mom be in the hospital because in real life she had to do surgery. And we later find out that the mom was acting different, and we heard how Isaac was there again, saying that, "Oh, I can't believe. I'm glad I get to see this." And Julia's like, "Don't say that. This is your mom." And then later, when he was in the church, he's like, "I gotta go back." He's like, "Ugh." He was like, "When did I start recording? That was weird." And it was getting crazy, guys. It was getting crazy. But all through The Devil Inside, in the first half, Juliet got to know, trying to talk to Jesse, but he kept saying, "I'm not Jesse. My name is," and he almost really revealed his name. And as time went on, we later find out that he had a new favorite game. As Jesse Ridgway, his favorite video game he loved playing was Super Mario RPG. And then we later find out that Isaac's favorite video game was The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, which I find very funny, which I found out why, because in the game, you have to find the mirror of Twilight, and of course mirrors with Devil Inside, with a mirror. That was pretty cool. I didn't get it at first. Like, why would he like that? It's like, oh, the mirror of Twilight. That's why. So, as he woke up one morning, we later find out he's the devil, pulling the strings. And then we later find out that Parker left the channel, and he decided to do the cameraman competition. Within November, we had new cameraman coming, and this is where we later find out about Swift. Swift decided to become a cameraman. He was joining. And then we've seen the Regina squad, and then we started to see J Games and most of the people that we've seen. So, as the competition was getting fierce, the devil was getting stronger. And then we later found out about the Mirror Man, a shadowy figure with a very shiny face, with no eyes. Looks like a mirror, but it was actually aluminum foil, obviously. We later find out that with Jeffrey's series, as he was going to on these walks, he later find these gems, which remind me of the Infinity Stones, and he collect them all. And we find out that the devil hates him so much. And then he later got a note saying that I know who you are, I know you're not Jesse, I will get him back. Signed, Mirror Man. We were able to see him control J Games into stealing the gems, and they were gone. And then we later find out Mason was underage, which we later find out he was actually of age. Then we later seen all the cameramen battling it out, and it went down to Nick Regenis and Swift. And here's where we see the ultimate choice. Who do you save? Psycho Kid or Isaac? This is where the devil wanted his son to live because his story wasn't told. But Psycho Kid got his story told. Then we later find out that we've seen the devil's true form by his face. That was crazy. So, despite all that, the Mirror Man turned out to be Jesse from another world. But we got a little glimpse of how the necklace and the gems came to place. We later find out that Ursula from the Haunted series met a hooded man, which he later found out that he was pure evil, made a deal to see if he could get his daughter back. He said, I need the souls. I have the souls, but I need something that is of value. Do you have a necklace? He gave her the necklace from the jewelry box, which was the same jewelry box that he had to get from the Haunted series. The Spirit of Ursula. And then what was amazing about it was he went inside Aunt Jackie's house. We've seen all these types of mirrors where we found out that these were all the characters that Jesse created. All of them were gone. The devil commanded Psycho Dad to go destroy every mirror. And then we later had a choice between Isaac and Psycho Kid. And as you guys may have remembered my choice, I chose to save Isaac because, to me, like I said to you guys before, the reason why I chose him was because we've seen Psycho Kid's story, but we never got to know Isaac's story. And that was his choice. The devil was gone. Before the devil was gone, he was choking Nick, and he stabbed Swift. And it's like, which one of you guys will be it? Which one will be my cameraman? We'll see who lives and who dies. And the Mirror Man saved him. He said, you may have saved them, Ridgeway. You may have defeated me. But know this, you can't stop the devil inside. Bang! And he was gone, and then he just snapped, and he turned into gems. And as Uncle Larry and Jeffrey were looking at the gems, they say, but wait, who won the cameraman competition? And wouldn't you know it, Swift survived. And this is where, with Swift, this is where we had the start of Isaac's World. NVE, My Virtual Escape. Well, guys, I have to say, My Virtual Escape was actually an amazing series. We've seen how Isaac's life was going, and we noticed that he got a box of a virtual console of a headset called Eve. And then he goes into a virtual world, and he sees the moderator, he sees the tutorial guy, who was Dom, which was the cool part. And he later finds out that he has to fight his way to meet the Overlord to get a wish. And then we later find out that he was doing it for other reasons. He did it for one reason, and it was somebody important. And then we later seen Arachnid. Then we later seen that blue-haired girl Rebecca. Then we see the moderator, who was playing Jeffrey. It was Michael. And as time went by through the game, he was enjoying it, escaping the world and escaping the other life that he had. It was really amazing seeing this series play out because we were getting to see how Isaac's life was going and also why was he acting that way. But you know, for me, escaping to a world where nothing, where the rules no longer apply. You had to follow the rules, but you had to fight in order to survive. But you later find out about the switch where you can rank up, and that was the tough part for Isaac because he didn't want to die. He wants to keep fighting and keep playing and coming to this world because he felt like that's where he belonged. He was escaping the life that he had. But we've seen about Mother Sarah. We've seen about how his dad was reacting, even married to his mom, his stepmom actually. Then we later find out that his real mom, who was played by the psycho mom of the Dolka family, we've seen how what happened between them. They got a divorce and everything, but we didn't know why. So as the game progresses, we've seen them rank up. We've seen them team up with Arachnid. Then they later decide to get a new job with Solomon and also mob boss John. Then we later find out that those guys were real mobsters and they wanted to get rid of him to get that wish. As we later find out, Solomon was a little girl, played by his cousin Paige. That was cool. I like how when you add family, that makes it better. But what was different about MVE, guys, was that we had to watch an episode and wait a week for it. Every Sunday we had to wait. Every Sunday. And then every Sunday we had to make a choice. Like Jesse stated, you have to make a choice. But you better make it the good choice because it's going to play out through the game. I mean, choosing milk or oranges or joining Arachnid or joining Solomon or going after Leah or going after Rebecca. I feel bad for her friend because this is a girl who really liked Isaac, but Isaac didn't see it that way. Felt like he lost his friend. But reading the Bible, seeing about Genesis, Exodus, everything, it felt like, wow, this was like very biblical. It was like we're watching like a biblical battle. And every video was amazing. My favorite video out of everything was Brothers in Arms. We've seen how him and Arachnid were fighting Mob Boss John and his gang with the Regina Squad and even Swift as Spider-Man got his butt kicked. It was great. We've seen everything. Then Isaac started to take the game too far. He lost everything. He even lost Rebecca and everybody else. And he was starting to down spiral and out of control. And when all the fighting was done and it was coming to an end, he had to fight Arachnid one more time to get that wish. And then we later find out what Arachnid's part was played in this game. We later find out that his dad, he was working for his dad to create a game. And we later see Malachi, a kid who was acting crazy. He kept saying, "Remember Hawaii, remember this," and I felt like, why does he keep saying this? And then we started to say that these are simulations, this and that. Well, we later find out why Isaac was acting the way he is, because he lost his little sister. His little sister died, and it was all because of Arachnid didn't watch her. And fight ensued, and after that, he killed Isaac. But then we later find out that wasn't really Isaac. It was his grandma, his aunt. Well, either one of those things. I mean, man, I haven't watched NVE in a while. We later see how she saved the day by pretending to be him, which that was strange. he decided to fight him again. I loved how when he had to make a choice, is I make my own motherfucking rules. Bam, killed him, and he got his wish. And then when he later, when the game was over, he actually awoke and found out that everything was a simulation. They were in Hawaii, and they were literally playing a game. And then they later find out that when you keep going to, if you, it's like Inception. I actually said that the movie felt like Inception because after when you said that you put on the helmet again, you go further and further. That's what happened with in the movie when you sleep. You get this drug inside you. You enter the dreams and you started walking around. And when you get hurt, you wake up and bam, it's like a shock. But then when you do it again, that's where that's where the rules of staying of being indestructible does not apply. You can't get hurt. But in another dream, if you're in another dream, you can get hurt. That's what it felt like. And after that, when that was all said and done, 2019 had finally came. And also through 2018, we actually seen a lot of other things. We seen how, which was the sad part, we later find out that when MVE was over, we started to see the behind the scenes of it. And what was really weird about that was it took a lot of work. It was like what Jesse said, it took a lot of work to do. And it was really amazing. And after when that was done, we see him do daily vlogs. We see him do like other things. We later find out that him and Juliet, they broke up. They started to do other things, and we seen him decide to do vlogs with Lance Stewart, pretending that he liked him. And after when that was done, he got his room uh, colored pink and everything. And then we later find out all through that we've seen him become homeless. We've seen him become try to do a going away party, and we saw and you know how that went through. And try to get Lance Stewart to talk to his dad about why YouTube's very important. And then we've seen how he kept going from uh, doing getting back into the collaborations again through November. We see him go to the kid behind the camera, and we later see it with Boogie, where they almost ate him and became a Dexter type serial killer in the cabin, which I thought was funny. And after that, around December, we later find out that in September, we later find out that he was homeless. Well, he thought that as they were pulling the trailer in, they got out, and he later finds out that Jeffrey was the one who was about to move the camper, so they wouldn't know that Dom was there. Oh, speaking of Dom, Dom was the new cameraman for Jesse because Swift felt like he needed a new job. He needed to get a job because Jesse didn't have any money. So he decided to quit, and he started to do odd jobs with Lance, and that's where Jesse got upset, knowing that, why are you working with Lance? Yes, as you see, I got a new cameraman. It's Dom. And then we seen Jeffrey hire him as a cameraman, and we later find out that Jeffrey took his signature to get into the Mcjuggernuggets bank account, and we saw how that turned out. That was funny. And about what happened, now let's get back to the part where they took the trailer. They were homeless, and first off, Swift was starting to be a lousy cameraman. He tried to do everything. He tried to put laxative in the water, but he accidentally drank the glass that had the laxative. And he tried to put hot taco sauce, and hot chili in one of the tacos of Taco Bell. We later find out that he ate the taco. And he tried to put mouse traps and the sticking stuff on the bed for Dom, but of course, Swift was the one who accidentally forgot about it, and he got it all stuck on him. And so he tried to do the smoke bomb. That didn't work. So Jeffrey decided to fire him. And we later and Psycho Dad found out that Don was staying in the camper, and he got his monitor tower destroyed, his computer tower. So it was tough to watch. And then now we're on the part where they were homeless. Jeffrey decided to go find him, and he told his dad that Jesse's out there. He's homeless. He does. I tried to pick him, but he doesn't want me to get him. And it's like, well, I want you to go get him. Since it's your fault that you that you got him lost, you bring him back, and I want to get an agreement with him. So, as he went and told him about the agreement, Jesse refused. So he said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going over there. But Dom decided to leave. And we've seen Jesse walking down the street, vlogging, and then we've seen his dad pick him up. And then we've seen the the agreement of the eviction agreement on January 18th, 2000, January 16th, 2019, or 15th. This is where he has to move out and get his place. And as time went by, he was collabing with Boogie. He was collabing with Kid Behind the Camera and everything. And as it was the beginning of January, and Jesse was running out of options, so he decided, with the help of Kid Behind the Camera, they decided to look at some houses. And that's where the fun starts. We've seen Karen, we've seen Lisa, we've seen Connie, and everybody else. They were showing him houses, some very expensive houses. There was one where he thought he was able to get the $550,000 house, and he was trying to pretend that he was an actor, but his friend dropped the ball and said, nope, he's not. He's a YouTuber. So that didn't help. So he later found out by Lisa that you need to get a credit card or you need to build credit. And for banks, you can get a loan, but you got to see what kind of job you have that makes you qualified for a loan. So as they kept looking for houses and looking at the houses that he wanted, he saw some great houses. So he decided to ask his dad to see if he can get a loan of $550,000. But if not, he had a backup plan. Asked to be on his credit card so he can build credit to get the house. But he refused. And you guys may have remembered what happened then. He got kicked out. Miggs, well, I love the part where where he tricked Miggs, Tom, Joe, everybody, and went in the pool house and by who keeps their hand on the house the longest. I thought that was funny. But all through after that didn't work. So he kicked all of them out. But Jesse had a plan C. He stole his dad's signature by pretending to sign a T-shirt with a black felt marker, but the ink bled through, and he signed himself onto his credit card. Now, as time went by, guys, he went over to Kid Behind the Camera's house, and then he later got the credit card. And now he wants to buy the house. But as you may have remembered, Michael told him that you can't do that because if you do buy the house, who's going to get the bill? His dad. And how is he going to pay for it? He's going to later find out about it. And if he doesn't pay for it, you're going to go to jail. But Jesse didn't care. Then we later find out he was the devil again. And we saw what he did with Angry Grandpa's ashes. That was the tough part. And then he was kicked out. He decided to live at the realtor's house. He tried living with some of his fans' house. That didn't work. So the realtor's house was his best bet. So all through those days, he was looking at houses, log cabins, nice houses, and even Muhammad Ali's house, which that was the greatest house that we've ever seen. So with Jesse knowing that I got my dad's credit card, I could be able to buy the house. Then came mortgage day. This is where Jesse had to prove that he had a mortgage. He'd be able to make payments to buy the house. So he asked Jeffrey for his help to pretend that and lie for him to say that I got all these payments. I need you. I got enough money, make enough money. I need you to lie for me. And he said no. So as mortgage day came, this is where the two ladies were very upset. It's like, where's the papers? How are you going to prove that you'll be able to buy this house? You're not going to get the house that you want. And then, lo and behold, Jeffrey came. Jeffrey came back to save Jesse. But instead of giving them fake documents, he actually gave them real documents of how his channel was and how he made all the money. But then he tried another ace in the hole. He tried to use the credit card, and the other said that it's not going to work. They say like, how could which credit score? 777. It is. Wait a minute. When'd you get this credit score? When'd you get this credit card? He said 3 weeks ago. He's like, wait a minute. You got this card 3 weeks ago, and how do you have a credit score of 777? Where'd you hear that from? From Credit Karma. I said, you. That's not. Oh, that's fake, man. That's false. That's giving you an example. That's not your credit score. Did you even add the information? And as Jesse tried to keep the charade from going, he couldn't do it. So he admitted that this was my dad's credit card. I was trying to get a house. And they were very disappointed. So despite all that, guys, Jeffrey decided to come in and talk about other ways on him getting a house. Sorry, guys, my back is itchy right now. So the ladies asked him, do you want to buy a house? Do you have credit? He says, I do, and I also have land. And as they looked at his credit score and also all of his paperwork, he qualified. So he's going to buy a house with the help of Jesse. And that's where we're buying a house. This is where Jesse tried to convince Jeffrey to put in $365,000 down for the Muhammad Ali house. But he chose the house that was the $399,000 house, which looked like a reincarnation of it. And that didn't go very well. And Jesse was upset. And as they were getting ready to move out, he was getting ready to move out to go be with Swift so they could be able to move into the house. Lo and behold, guys, he found a bag of money. And he steals it. And then we later find out that the devil came back. The devil came back after, this was in the beginning of January where they went to Pennsylvania. We later find out he had the necklace, but we seen Isaac acting like that, and then he started to act like Psycho Kid because Korn was there, which that was shocking. So after that, he got the money, and they were able to move into the house, and also hoping to get like a little sign of gratitude from his dad, and also some respect, knowing that his son's got a house, both of his boys got a house. He did get it. And now, guys, as time went by, we've seen how Jesse was flaunting the money. Well, he hid the money, and then he did the YouTuber Battle Royale, giving away $10,000. And then we've seen him say, whoever wins gets to live in my house. And they did. The Regina squad, well, Jason won, but also with Nick and everybody else. So, as time went by, guys, we've seen how Jesse was enjoying the money and hid the money, and also living in this new house. And then we later see about Karen. He actually helped Karen build a YouTube channel, which that was amazing. And now the housewarming party, the housewarming party to end all parties. We've seen everyone gathered around for the very first house party of their new home. And that's where Jesse found out the bag of money was gone. And we've seen how the devil came and played a big role. And now he's asking now we're finding out who took the money. And Karen actually found out that Jesse lied to her. And now there's mobsters chasing after her. And now we're just caught up from the video where she was taken. And now we're here. We are here, guys. We are here to the point where Jesse is trying to find the money, and now we've seen how Karen's channel, she was getting threatened by these mobsters, and now she got taken by some. And now Jeffrey is having a little paranormal activity problem, while Jesse is out there trying to find his bag of money, and he believes the person that took it might have been Boogie. And now I'm sure you guys have seen the video from Twitter. Boogie, someone actually watched the stream and said, "Where's the bag of money?" "Oh, I used it to buy my new teeth." Oh, I mean, never mind. I don't know where it is. I think, well, guys, this is the start of I bet from here, this is the start of the new series. Where in the world is the bag of money? I think that's what it should be called, but that's a little too long. But now we're seeing Jesse race against time to try to find the bag of money so he can rescue Karen. And from then on, guys, that's where we're at right now. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this long video. I'm sorry for rambling on. I mean, like I said before, I've skimmed through the videos. Him and Corn were watching everything. This is right before when Corn moved in. Oh, speaking of, he decided to do a cameraman competition because Swift left because he wants to be a fireman again. So we seen everybody battle for the cameraman, and all was left was Miggs, Corn, and Nick. And we've seen those two fight each other, and all three died. And also, he wanted to get Tom to win. Even Filmographer 7000 was a lousy character evolve. He was destroyed by smashing his shape-shifting drone. Anyway, as he was the devil came back, but more differently. If you guys remember, the devil had his whole face covered, but if you notice that his face was like this, but Jesse's mouth was here. This is like a little significance of Jesse is actually using the devil's power to let him to make everyone do what he wants. If you guys remember him trying to snap Karen into doing something, she wouldn't do it. Now we have a new cameraman. Corn's back, and we've seen how he was showing Corn the videos of Psycho Kid kills Psycho Dad, kills father, and Psycho Kid flees country. And this was where and this whole video was him watching everything, and that was crazy. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reaction for gameplay. Drop some likes if you enjoyed this. If you guys saw my Twitter message, I made a list of all the house guests that was at that party. I did, and I know I forgot to cross out Joe and Tom and Uncle Larry because they were talked to by Jesse to find out who took the money, and it wasn't them. And now we know that now he's going to the people who watches his channel. And like I said before, the only people that watched his channel was Boogie, Psycho Dad, and Paige, his little cousin. But we all know the money might be in another universe from that wormhole of that crawl space in their house. But we'll find that out soon enough. But until then, guys, we're gonna see. He said that he's doing a lot of traveling in this new series, The Year of the Green Light. He said he was gonna do a lot of traveling. So something tells me this is like around the world, it's like around the world in 80 days type thing. Trying to find this bag, and we're gonna find that out soon. I don't know if it's gonna be this week or it might be next week. I have a feeling tomorrow he's gonna release a new video, or Saturday, but we'll find out soon enough. Alright, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more reaction for gameplay. Drop some likes if you enjoyed this. Well, I'm sure you guys didn't like me rambling on about what happened. I know you guys wanted me to react to the whole thing, but like Jesse said, this is all for Story Fire, and that's it. And I did say I was going to do it like this, and I did. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Alright, you guys, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, like I always say, stay positive, and boy, they actually stayed all night watching every single video from every series. That's crazy. And I have to say, Corn, you are a very patient guy, be able to watch all of it. But hey, Jesse created the best stuff, so what can you say? Alright, you guys, thank you guys for watching, and stay positive.